Buenos tardes. Actually, it's almost buenas noches. I am here in Bogota, Colombia. I am on my first trip ever as a corporate flight attendant. I decided to leave commercial flying and just see what this corporate lifestyle is about. Unfortunately, this is the first thing that I'm recording, and actually terrible lighting. Let me move here for you. This is the first thing I'm recording today. Since it was my first flight, I wanted to make sure that I was just on the ball with everything. We have a lot more responsibilities as corporate flight attendants. We're in charge of all the catering, and I am the only flight attendant working on the plane. However, I got very lucky and I'm shadowing just the best, I want to call her a Stu, but she's a professional corporate flight attendant. I'm shadowing her, so she guided me through the entire process, and she was just so sweet and super helpful with everything. So I feel, one, very lucky that I was able to make this transition, and two, even more lucky that I got to train with this girl named Kristen, who's been just absolutely fabulous. So I'm just going to show you. It's unfortunately not coming in on my phone properly, but the sunset is just like so beautiful. You can kind of see it behind these buildings, but it is really a gorgeous night here in Colombia. So I've had a lot of questions why I made the transition from commercial flight attendant to corporate flight attendant. Honestly, I was just given an opportunity that was far too good to pass up. My lifestyle is going to completely change, and I know it sounds like super braggy, and I'm not trying to be like that at all. I felt very lucky to be a commercial flight attendant for as long as I was and have control of my schedule and really make it a career that worked for me. However, this just was something kind of out of the blue that came into my life, and I just had to jump on it, and I had to say yes. There are gonna be a ton of things that I miss about commercial flying. One being the camaraderie amongst the flight attendants. I was one of between 3 and 5 other flight attendants on the airplane. So I would get to enjoy the flight with them, or if we had a problem passenger, I'd get to run scenarios by them, or any way that we could help each other, we were always willing to do so. And then when we had our layovers, we'd always be together, and we would get to enjoy that time together as well. And I've met some of my best friends at my former airline, and with the corporate position, I am working with that girl Kristen, but this is the only time we'll be on an airplane together. So with the corporate flying that I'll be doing, I'll be flying on Falcon jets, and there's only one flight attendant that's needed. The planes that I'll be working on seat between 8 and 14 passengers, so there really isn't a need for there to be more than one flight attendant. It's a little bit excessive. Some other things that I'll miss about commercial flying: not being responsible for the catering of the airplane. When I would show up for my commercial flight, I got on the plane, made sure that there were food and beverage product on the aircraft, and that there was enough to last for X amount of passengers for X amount of hours that we were going to be on that plane. And if there wasn't food or there weren't beverages, we would have the captain call catering. Catering would come on board, bring us our carts. We would just set up and then get out into the aisles and start service. Now with corporate flying, I'm in charge of ordering food for all of the passengers, which sounds kind of silly, that stresses me out, but it totally stresses me out. I could have 14 people on a plane who I don't know, and I'm picking out what they're going to eat or what they're going to want to snack on for this flight. So it's like a little stressful thinking about that. And then I have to make sure nothing goes wrong with the catering that I order. So, I'm relying on me coming up with creative ideas to serve the passengers, another company to prepare the food. We are welcome to cook the food on our own as well. Eventually, I'm going to start cooking because I do enjoy it, and I've been told I'm a fairly decent cook. But for right now, I'm just going to do a lot of ordering out and then, replating the food to make it look presentable, and, putting some garnishes on it and making it just a little extra special. A couple more differences between the commercial side and what I know of the corporate side, working so far one flight and laying over. The scheduling differences. So with my former airline, when I was flying commercial, I knew what my schedule was going to look like for the month about 2 weeks before that month came. So I was able to make plans, plan my vacations, my days off. I knew what I was going to do and when I was going to do it. With the corporate side, it's a little bit different. I am flying CEOs, shareholders, the bigwigs, and I'm taking them to meetings. I'll have a general idea of where and when we're going, but meetings change. So I just have to kind of be ready to go really at any time. I feel almost like I'm on reserve again. My phone will not be on silent. My phone will always be turned on. And so I think that will definitely take some getting used to because I've kind of been spoiled with how my schedules were going. I was working at a pretty junior base, so I didn't want to work weekends. I didn't want to work holidays. So I didn't work weekends or holidays. And I was lucky enough, I had put in enough time with my airline where I held enough seniority that I didn't have to do that. So that will be a big change. But even with those other changes that I mentioned, none of them seem extreme enough for me to not want to make this transition into corporate flying. I will for sure be filling you guys in with more info as I get more info. Like I said, I've worked one corporate flight. I have the rest of the day here in Columbia. I have all day tomorrow in Columbia, so I'm super excited about that. And then we don't leave until, today's Tuesday, and so we don't leave until Thursday afternoon. So I'll try to get you some behind the scenes info on catering for the flight back into the States. I'm gonna keep the vlog up to date, the blog up to date as much as I can. And so I know I kind of threw a lot out there, you know, with my transition into a new job and, you know, talking about some differences. And when I have more info and when I'm able to share more, I most certainly will. Short vlog for the night, but just consider it my announcement vlog. And then once I'm, you know, full steam ahead into this corporate position, I'll definitely be showing you what goes on. So yeah, thank you for listening to me ramble. If you guys like my page, give me a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe. If you have questions, definitely put them down below. Say hi, ask questions. Let's chat. Have a good night, guys.